Hello, dear fellows, and welcome to this seminar on UK history, in which we are going to discuss which was the best period in UK history. So, Adria, which do you think was the best period in UK history?
Well, I think it's hard to say because all periods contributed to something in the UK, but I think one of the most important was the Elizabethan period, and I think because it was a period of great expansion of the UK. I think one of the first big periods of expansion, not only just in the territories, but also in the economic and cultural progress. I think it was a time of big cultural and economical expansion.
Yes, if you allow me to say something, I would like to add that even some people consider it the golden age of the British Empire, and this Elizabethan period is considered as maybe the period of in which the British Empire expanded the most.
Okay, but
so what do you think, Anna? Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree with you in this theme that Great Britain and the Elizabethan period was the most important one because of the growth of the empire and the progress that it brought to the country. But I disagree with the way that the empire became an empire, because it was due to the colonization. And as you know, the colonization brought many slaves and brought many differences between social classes, and culturally speaking, it was a bad period for the human being. Yeah. So I think
also
that
it was a period of revolution, because it was the beginning of the Renaissance period. And it was literally there were many great actors, many great artists such as William Shakespeare and all the Renaissance authors.
Yes, of course, I agree with you, but I still think that it was not good for the people that were living in other countries, because they exploited these territories and the lands, and what they did was only for their own improvement, not for the improvement of our society.
I totally agree with you, Anna. I think that it was a great period of progress, but it wasn't at all ethical, because all that the United Kingdom did was invade territories and use slaves as a working hand, and they didn't do it for all the world, but for themselves. It was more an egocentric progress rather than a more global, if we can say it, in the Elizabethan period. And I think that
I see your point, and I want to add that more or less what they did was a growth for the the literature of the country and the enlightenment of the country.
Yeah, of their own country, no?
Yeah,
without
only,
contemplating the others, just for themselves, for the sake of England.
Yeah, and they progressed at the price of destroying other people, exploiting their lands, destroying their civilizations.
Yeah, what they did, it was destroy civilizations, not turn civilizations into great civilizations and new countries.
Yeah, they went there. They went there. When they arrived, they destroyed everything. They didn't give a helping hand just to. Well, we see what you are doing here, but we can show you ways of improving. No, it was we will show you how to improve, but no, in reality no, and we will do it for us, not for the sake of you.
And also, I want to say that what the history told us is that they try to contribute to this exploitation of civilizations, giving them new resources. But the real fact is that they didn't.
Yeah, I think it's more or less always the same. For instance, if we change of period and we talk about the Victorian period, maybe it wasn't the slavery we mentioned in the Elizabethan period, but take for instance the situation of the working classes and the lower classes. They work like a slave. They didn't get a lot of money, and they live in terrible conditions. Their lifespan was very, very low.
Yes, I would like to add that in the Victorian society there was like a bourgeois class that was the dominant class that had all the money and that made all the corporations, and then there was a working class that lived in infrahumane conditions with very low salaries, working all day, and yes,
I agree with you, Ramon.
But it also this also allowed the emergence of very good literature, such as Charles Dickens, for example, and other authors that described all this and brought to the 21st century all this literature that we can enjoy now, but that had a great cost.
Yeah. Also, I remember the women and children. They were working in this kind of industrial revolution factories, and they were less paid and bad treated, and it was a very ugly thing. No, it was like
the conditions, the women conditions were even worse than the men condition, just because they
were weaker. Maybe.
Yeah, society thought that women were weaker and they were treated as such, and the great majority, or at least a lot of women, were treated like prostitutes, and they were forced to, in some sense, to do some sexual works instead of.
Yeah. And and in addition, if you remember, for example, Jane Eyre, a novel, a very great novel, women, not only the working classes, but the women, the aristocrats or the bourgeois, these kind of women, they were treated as the angel in the house. They had to have good manners, be humble, be passionate, be the housekeepers.
Yeah, they were expected to be like a kind of goddess inside the house, doing all the job and entertaining the men.
Yeah.
They had to know how to dance, to read, how to draw and play instruments.
Yeah, so it was a very clashing and shocking social class between men and women, not only between workers and aristocracy, but of course the Industrial Revolution was a big deal because the cities were full of rich people and very wealthy people with mansions, and in the countryside, there were the factories and the poor people living like in ghettos.
Yeah, exposed to all the pollution that came out of the industries that were like it was their death practically.
So to conclude, we could say that both the Elizabethan and the Victorian period brought a great progress economically and culturally speaking for the British Empire. But it had a great cost. That, for example, a lot of people from inside the British Empire and outside the British Empire and from also other civilizations suffered the consequences of this expansion
bring
I mean, it's a fact. It progressed, but at cost of other lives.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much and goodbye.